We are going to talk about supplements today, but more specifically, I had posted a Q&A over on Instagram just saying like, hey, I'm going to do a live Q&A, and if anybody has questions about specific supplements or whatever, let me know, like post it in the comments. Well, the consensus is that I am definitely attracting y'all who are over 40, which I'm not from Texas, but y'all just feels like the right thing to say sometimes, you know? And I'm not mad about that because I'm about to be 46. And one of the things that I saw as a recurring theme, y'all, I've been in this industry for almost 20 years now. I've gone through my whole host of supplements. I have, like, this is what my counter looks like at any given moment. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but there's my secrets. They're all right there. There's no secrets. The secret is hard work and diet, which I know is not fun and sexy, and like nobody wants to hear that. But unfortunately, it is the sad reality that all of these supplements that I take or I have taken over the years, there's no single one that is going to be magical. Most of the time, these are going to work in conjunction with your diet and your exercise, right? So I know you hear that. You probably hear that as a testament or a disclaimer on most supplements that you see like online or wherever, you know, you see things advertised. It's like in conjunction with a healthy diet and exercise. Well, they're not wrong. However, there are some things that can help with other issues that a lot of us face over 40. One common issue, something that I know I suffer with, is waking up in the morning or waking up in the middle of the night, just like drenched in sweat, right? That's you, raise your hand. Now, that is something that typically happens as we age, as we start to approach 40. You might notice it sooner. There are so many varying factors that sort of contribute to when and if that's going to happen. And one of them is genetics, right? So if you talk to your mom, your grandma, you kind of find out when they hit premenopause and their perimenopausal, things like that. That'll give you a clue as to when you can start to expect those things to probably happen for you. So for me, my mom, you know, knowing her history, started experiencing these types of things in her early 40s. And that's where I'm at. So I have some help in the way of HRT, which is hormonal replacement therapy. So for those of you that are new here, that is normal. When you age, you tend to lose your hormones in terms of, not lose them. This is the first time I'm making words with y'all this morning, so pardon me, but you start to, your hormones start to decline. There, you don't lose them. You don't have to go find them. They just start to decline. But essentially, as females and males, obviously, but as females, we have testosterone, and as we age, that tends to decline. So with that, my testosterone levels have been incredibly low since I was probably 39. And I've been supplementing through the help of a hormonal clinic, and it's all, you know, legit and all that. But so that's helped tremendously. But even with that, there are waves of fluctuations in our hormones. And so sometimes I, you know, will experience these things. Now, a couple things I wanted to share with you for those of you that may be over 40. If you're not, still stay tuned because it's coming for you, and you will probably, you know, experience some of these things as you age. It's just inevitable, I feel like. So one thing that I added in as of recently, and this is all stuff, let me just preface this. These things I added in, one, to help with the symptoms of premenopause that I experience still, even with hormonal therapy. Because I know my estrogen levels are a little bit off right now. I had a new pellet put in. Y'all don't care about that. But nonetheless, some of my other hormones are off. And so these supplements that I'm going to share with you help significantly with that. One of the things that I'm always aiming for in general, and this has started, and this is something that's super important. So if I lost you, listen up, is managing your blood sugar. And that's incredibly important if you are trying to keep lower levels of body fat. Blood sugar, if it is all over the place, it's dipping, it's spiking, all that, you're going to struggle a lot more. At least in my experience, there's probably some scientific evidence that's related and correlated to this, but with belly fat, tends to be people who don't regulate their blood sugar very often. Obviously, they're overeating. That's sometimes an issue as well. But then a lot of times we see women, premenopausal, they start heading into menopause, and we see what's called the menopause belly, right? This is going to be something that you have to work out with balancing your hormones. But another thing that helps significantly with that is regulating your blood sugar. This is so underrated. This is another reason why in the health and fitness industry, you'll see a lot of people saying like, eat every few hours, right? There's no magic to that for fat loss per se, but it helps regulate your blood sugar, which is what you want to keep pretty stable throughout the day. Because as it dips, as it peaks, depending on those things is where we are more likely to store body fat. And a lot of times for us women over 40, it lands in the belly. So this was a large word salad to just tell you that the supplements I'm going to show you, there's no magic to them, but they do help me balance my blood sugar. And I know that doesn't sound sexy, like let me lose 10 pounds. But at the end of the day, that is what this is aiding in. Okay. So this is part of the process. And this is why I don't do fat burners. And if I'm in prep, that's a whole nother conversation because that's a sport. But the sport of life, I'm not taking fat burners just to take fat burners. I don't believe in that. It's not realistic to live on those things. It's not good for your central nervous system. It's not good for your metabolism. Your body starts to rely on those things. Then it doesn't really know how to do things on its own very well. It takes a minute. So are y'all ready? It's nothing earth shattering. So one thing that I added, I was doing some research. I was reading some studies in the New England Journal of Medicine about premenopausal symptoms, sort of like what's working and things like that. And I had read up on inositol powder. I'm probably slaughtering this, but inositol powder. Now with this stuff has been amazing. Okay. I've just been using it for probably about a month. It's just a white powder. I just decided to do this live, like in real time. So I put a little bit of makeup on. This is terrible lighting, but I'm doing my supplements in real time with you. Like I didn't take anything yet, so I could do it in real time. So I take a scoop of inositol powder. Now, with this stuff, I have just like my little cheat sheet here because I don't know all of the laundry list of benefits. So just wanted to read off a couple important ones for you guys. This stuff specifically is going to help with hormonal balance. And it is especially great for those of you that suffer with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a pretty serious issue that some women face with having really painful periods, very heavy periods, irregular periods. Maybe they have like severe bouts of acne. Like this is something that is actually typically diagnosed by your GYN. And that is a serious condition that you will struggle with losing body fat. So this is one of the supplements that is highly recommended for those who struggle with PCOS. So if you know a woman who is struggling with it, who isn't really doing anything, seeing a doctor, doing any supplementation, this along with evening primrose oil, which I don't have. I actually need to get evening primrose oil. Fantastic for naturally managing the symptoms of PCOS. I will say that since I have added this in the last month, my PMS symptoms have greatly reduced. And now my symptoms tend to be, I feel like a psychopath for 7 days. Okay. Anyone else? So I don't know what magic this stuff is, but it's working fantastically. And one of the other benefits to this is the mental health boost. So it reduces anxiety and improves mood by influencing serotonin levels, okay, which is the magic chemicals we have in our brain. So I feel like this stuff has been the culprit for that, right? Because I've added a couple other things, which I'm going to show you, but I really feel like it was this. So inositol powder, that's my first hormone balancing sort of natural supplement. Okay. Now, the other reason why, just to back up on that one a little bit, because I did speak a little bit exhaustively about this in the beginning, is balancing blood sugar. That's another reason inositol powder is great. It helps balance insulin levels, and that's obviously going to be fantastic for your overall metabolism. Okay, so that is going to be my first one. Now, how this relates to fat loss, belly fat, and all those things is, again, by managing your insulin levels, your blood sugar levels. Okay, so this is going to be huge for that as well. Now, this isn't like I take this and then I go eat 3 crumble cookies and life is good. And like Diane says, this is magic. No, in conjunction with the appropriate diet, and exercise lifestyle, these things are going to work their best. So the next one I have is, this one I'm almost out of it too, but this is called Gameline. This one has CLA in it. So this is one that it's called, CLA is an acronym for conjugated linoleic acid, probably butchering that. But this has the classic ingredient CLA, which if you've been in the fitness world for any moment in time, you have seen CLA exhaustively, right? It is a buzzword. It was real popular back in the day. The thing with CLA is, again, it's not a magic fat loss tool, but this is a good one to take consistently. Now, this helps reduce your body fat. It keeps your muscle on. It enhances your metabolism, and improves your insulin sensitivity. CLA has been shown for that. And that's why these supplements that I take regularly are so great for maintaining a leaner level of body fat, because they're all kind of working synergistically for your insulin levels, which is super important. So this is one that I take. This is a 3 pills a day. It also has like L-carnitine in it, B6, calcium, and it has like their heat blend, which also is great for digestion as well, because it has some ginger in it. And there are some ingredients like grains of paradise and black pepper that are going to help naturally increase your internal core temperature. What is that? So that is also going to help with your metabolism and essentially keeping low levels of body fat. Not a fat burner, but this is a great addition to my managing blood sugar stack that I have. Now, with CLA, along with most supplements you take, you have to take this for some time. You can't just take it like this. Is 180 capsules. So this is probably 2 months worth. So with that, you want to make sure that you are taking it consistently and you're not missing doses and all that. And you're not just taking it for 30 days and being like, why didn't this thing work? Right. So there's that. Now, the other one I wanted to share with you guys is berberine. And this is one that I get from, this is Designs for Health, but you can grab like berberine pretty much anywhere online. I just say, like, when you buy supplements, just make sure you're buying from a trusted source. Designs for Health is another one that's really trusted and reputable. A lot of like my integrative docs use it. So this is the company that I buy for. So berberine is usually like these little like orange capsules. This is another one that is fantastic and is used quite often for keeping lower levels of body fat, because it manages blood sugar. It helps manage blood sugar. So this is going to help with mitigating any kind of, fat gain from unstable insulin levels. It does help with that. It helps manage your appetite a little bit. I don't feel like it's an appetite suppressant, but it does have some of those qualities in it. I don't particularly like things that suppress my appetite, because I'm not trying to not eat. I just want to eat better, right? So I feel like if you can get into that mindset when you are trying to drop body fat, it's super, super helpful. So these 3 are my go-to. This this little stack, you know, if you're over 40 and you're trying to essentially help balance out your hormones, you're trying to, you know, maintain lower levels of body fat. Maybe you notice that like lower belly body fat thing that happens with a lot of us that are over 40. Very, very normal. You're not some weird, you know, you weren't made wrong. It's totally normal. But these things are helpable in the sense that if you, you know, add some things in, you are training, you know, you're weight training with some resistance to keep that lean muscle mass a priority and your body fat low, and you're, you know, you're doing your dieting or whatever you're doing, your nutrition. These things all are going to work really, really well together. So that is my go-to. Now, something else I do see often is I do see a lot of digestive stuff, right? So I personally struggle with digestive stuff. I was recently diagnosed with leaky gut. So I'm here making like my digestive morning shake, which sounds delicious, I know, but I'm going to show you what goes into this. I was actually in Vegas last week. I was traveling. So when I travel, I put everything in little Ziploc bags like this, because could you imagine like, this is just a fraction of like, I don't even know if y'all can see this. It's just like a fraction of like what is in my supplement stack. So I'm not carrying all that stuff with me, right? So I put it in these little baggies, and then I have my little supplement tray. But what I have in here, Nature's Super Fruits. This is great because I also have greens as well. I'm going to be honest, I'm not as good at taking the greens, but the reds, they taste great. This is going to be full of antioxidants, you know, a lot of micronutrients that we don't get from our foods. If you're not eating, you know, berries and a lot of like juicy fruits, this is super great. This also helps with digestion. So I get a scoop of this, goes in this should be less water because I am not trying to drink. This is not something I drink like, ooh, yummy. Let me sip on this by the pool. It's so amazing and delicious. I just want to get it down. So 10 ounces of water. So a scoop of Nature Super Fruits. I also do, oh shit, the lid wasn't on. This could have been bad. I do a scoop of collagen peptides. I've been talking a lot about collagen in the past year because this is the first time, this is probably my fourth or fifth like bucket I've gone through this year. But collagen peptides have been amazing for my nails. My hair has grown so fast. Great for skin, hair, nails, connective tissues. One question I get often asked is, you know, is this count towards getting your protein goals? So if you're tracking your macros and trying to hit your protein, no. Collagen is going to be different. Collagen protein is going to be way different than whey protein, which I do have in that cabinet over there, but the amino acids are totally different. So this is going to be best served for connective tissues and, you know, skin, hair, nails, joints, that kind of a thing. And then your whey protein is going to be more for your muscles. So amino acids are different. They do different things. And so you're not going to want to use that exclusively to hit your protein goals. Okay. So collagen is also great for gut. So I do a scoop of this along with my super fruits. Then I move on to glutamine or glumatic. This is glutamine peptides. Another one that is fantastic for gut health. Also, if you are training with weights and you are super sore, you can't recover very well, you know, that type of thing. Glutamine this is the baby. This is what stays in. This is forever going to be a relationship I'm in. Okay. We're not breaking up. This stays in forever. It's often used by the medical community for those that are ill and they have issues with stomach or healing. This is super fantastic for that. So glutamine keeps your gut really, really happy. In fact, if you experience gut issues on the end of like going all the time, not constipated, like you can't keep anything, you know, you definitely want to get that checked out. But glutamine actually helps repair the inner lining mucosa of your GI tract. So for me, because I have leaky gut, this is what I've been on, this protocol. So I put those in my drink, and then I also add creatine monohydrate. So I do a scoop of this as well. This is less about my gut stuff, but it's more or less I just need to get this powder in so it goes in my AM drink. A lot of people ask me, like, what time of the day do you take creatine? When is it best? When you remember it. How about that? Because creatine is another one of those that's specifically for muscle building or preserving your muscle. You have to keep it consistent because it does require that it needs to be in your system. So you can't take it like once a week and then be like, why is the creatine working? Right? You got to take it consistently. So those three go in there. And then the last two, which are more specific to what I have going on with my gut, leaky gut stuff, is this one, which is GI Revive. This one's great just for anyone who wants to improve their gut health. This is a great one. This has, let's see, it has glutamine in it. It has, licorice, aloe vera extract, slippery elm extract. So these are the things that also help with elimination, GI stuff, going to the bathroom. So that is one that is in this stack. Then another one, this one is one that I can't really speak to the specifics. This was one that my doctor wanted me to take for leaky gut, but it is called IgGI Shield. And it just says supports healthy intestinal barrier function. It has bovine immunoglobulin. Don't know, but this is part of my GI protocol. So all of this stuff goes into this bad boy. And then the other powder that I take, these are literally the best BCAAs you will ever taste in your whole life. I will fight you if you want to disagree. Okay. We'll fight right now. We'll go outside. I'll take off my press-on nails and we are going to fight. Just kidding. I'm not fighting you, but these are so good. This is, green apple melon. This one is my favorite. They have a strawberry one that's really good. Pineapple something. I feel like there's like a peach ring one. If you hate drinking water and the summer's coming up and you like being by the pool, or even secret, okay, us in the fitness industry, this is our secret. We use BCAAs often in the summer as a mixer for like cocktails. So if you're like trying to, have some fun, be by the pool, barbecue, do whatever, and also not have a bunch of like sugary drinks or sugary mixes or whatever, you can hydrate and dehydrate simultaneously. Okay. Just fit tips that you'll never hear on the internet is BCAAs, shake that up with some water, some ice. And if you're doing like a shot of vodka or whatever, that can go in there. You sip on that and you'll feel less hungover the next day. You're getting your amino acids in there. And it's just a better way to partake in alcohol. Don't come for me. I'm not telling you to drink alcohol. I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, mix it with BCAAs. You'll feel so healthy with your, with your alcoholic beverage. So this is going to be the start to my day. Now, one thing I will say with a lot of supplements that people, I just have to make sure the lid's on, y'all, because I can't even tell you how many accidents I've had with that, is that certain supplements need to be taken like on an empty stomach or, with food, things like that. And if you have a really sensitive stomach, like your girl here, I have to be very, very aware of the instructions on bottles. Now, this particular GI shake, if you will, is supposed to be done on an empty stomach because it needs to be kind of the first thing that goes in and sort of coats my stomach, coats my GI before, and let me tell you how hard this is, before I slam back some coffee. All right. I haven't even had coffee for y'all, but that's what I'm going to do right now. I just wanted to make this a little, not little, 30-minute sort of rundown of a few of my favorites, particularly for female health. And then I have like my thyroid and shit that I need to take as well. But one thing I will say is I did include a link to some of my favorite supplements. Now that was, I made that supplement list, I want to say earlier this year. So these new supplements like the Gamoline, the inositol, and the berberine, I believe is on there, but those two aren't on there. Just FYI, if you're like, I don't see those on there, and you're interested, just DM me. I can send you the information. And these ones you just grab, like, I don't have links or promo codes or anything for them. You can just grab them online. I usually recommend that you don't buy from Amazon, because there are a lot of third-party sellers on there. You can't really guarantee the stuff that you're getting is actually coming from the company. You know how long it's been sitting there. Those kinds of things like aren't exactly guaranteed. I'm a little finicky when it comes to the stuff I put in my body. So that is one tip I will have for you. But I do have a list there. On that list, you'll see lots of other things, right? So if you have issues with sleep, I have some of my favorite natural sleep supplements on there. If you are interested in like protein powders, I think the BCAAs might be listed in there. The collagen is probably in there. Things like that are listed in there. So you can just click and grab. I believe I probably have a promo code or a link or something like that in there for you as well. But nonetheless, I just like to point you in the direction of the stuff that I use, the stuff that I recommend for my one-on-one clients, my, competitors, my women who are 50, 60, 70 years old. All stuff that I would recommend to them as long as they were healthy and able to, to do that per their doctor or their health. So that is it, you guys. That was this morning's little rants and chats. So if you're like, I have a question, but I think it's a dumb question. I don't want to answer it because people are going to judge me. Listen, I don't care what people think. You just ask the question anyways, because I'm not judging you. I've heard it all and nothing surprises me. And I don't go like, oh my God, people still think that. Like, I understand that my mission on this earth is to continue to educate people because they're always coming in at different parts of their life and different experiences. And I sometimes have what is called the curse of knowledge. And all of you have this as well, whether you know it or not. So in your respective field where you are in your zone of genius, right? Maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you are a CEO, whatever it is that you do day to day, you do it without thought. It's automatic, right? So when somebody who's not in that industry or that field comes around and you're trying to have a conversation with them, they're going to be lost because you're speaking in a language they don't understand because you have the curse of knowledge from doing that thing for so long. That is kind of where I'm at with health and fitness sometimes, right? So because I've been doing it for 20 years, some of this stuff where I'm like, oh, people they don't know that collagen isn't the same protein as whey protein, right? It's, to me, I know that, but it's not common sense to a lot of people because they just say protein, right? That's not your field. You shouldn't know that. So this all to say, don't be embarrassed to ask questions about things that you think I might think are stupid because I don't think they're stupid. I know, I know that you're going to come in and you don't do this for a living. Why would you know? You wouldn't need to unless you were really interested in it. So I'm rambling. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to have some coffee and think some thoughts and make some content for you guys. I will say, just to keep on your radar, that if you have been interested, because I did get a couple DMs like, hey, when's your next glute challenge? When's your next program opening up? We only do this in certain chunks of the year. So the next time we will be opening up our glute challenge will be in August. So that'll be coming in August. The 7-day glute challenge will be back. We're going to do it again. It's going to be new, improved, some new prizes, some fun things. And then the Goddess Body Project, a 12-week, the last one for the year, opens in August as well. And we will be starting September the 9th. But y'all will get all the deets on that as we get closer, but just want to put it on your radar if you're interested and want to join us. It's been fun. We've been having a great time. All right. You guys are beautiful. Come find me on the interwebs, say hi, and let me know how you're doing. All right. Have a great day. Awesome.